Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7, and are you ready for a Kizuna Eye Guide? Quite possibly the worst dungeon run I have ever done. I'm not even sure if this works consistently, but she is just a pleasure to use. I'll go over her equipment and everything after this run here, but I just want to talk about her a little bit since, like, the main reason to use Kizuna is not because she's good, because she's not. It's because she's flipping hilarious. Everything she does is just the most hilarious thing in the world. We put her on a counterattack set because when she gets hit, she yells, "Fuck you," which is amazing. So we want her to get hit more. I know, like, I know counterattack set doesn't actually make her get hit more, but it's more satisfying when she gets hit, you know? You gotta stay with a theme. I mean, if we're not going to get a real unit, we might as well get a fun unit. So that's what I was going for. I also could have done this with Tamarin instead of Lilius here, but the more Liliuses we have, the more dual attacks, the more everything, the better this is for everybody involved, especially me, because it's just hilarious. Just watching her, like, finger gun at the golem and do no damage with a crit damage set. Yeah, she's got crit damage on, by the way. It's just hilarious. Like, watch. She's gonna get hit here. 4,900 damage. It's so bad. It's so good. I love it so much. I just wish she would counter more. I wish she actually healed. And I wish she dispelled. She doesn't really do anything but just kind of meme on everybody, which is perfectly fine for me, you know? That's the kind of character I can get behind. And again, I really desperately wish she was 3-star, because I would definitely plus 15 her as a 3-star, because she's so fun to use. Just what she adds to the gameplay, just the way she, like, kind of sits around like this. Like, if you watch any of her videos, she kind of does the same similar thing there too. So she's just a pleasure, you know? Like, it's been a while since I've used a character that was... This isn't gonna work. She's so bad. I know she's only 5-star too. Don't get me wrong. I know this isn't, like, set up right, but she just does not heal enough by herself. I'm gonna have to use Tamarin instead of Lilius here to actually get some stuff done here. If I had... I love it. If I had everything fully skilled up, I might heal enough to get through this. But who cares? It's too much fun. It's too much fun. Stay alive, everybody. 1,400. So with more HP, I would obviously heal way more. This is, again, not an ideal set. We'll go over everything after this. I just wanted to have fun with her, and I wanted to see, since her skill 1 was dependent on, like, damage dealt, there was no more healing or anything like that, and it was more damage dealt. I tried to see what a semi-crit damage Daydream Joker would be like, and I probably should have just went with Celestine, because with Celestine right now I might actually be surviving, but then we don't get to see her finger gun people for 5,000, and, like, what kind of world would we be in if we weren't finger gunning people for 5,000? It's a race to see if we die first, because she cannot heal worth a damn. If Raz has... No, Raz just healed too, even, so we are in major trouble. But who cares? Who even cares? Yeah, we got a defense break. Come on, this is her chance. This is her chance right here. Boom! Yes, 12,000 damage! And she's gonna go again right after for another 12,000 damage. Oh. Okay, that one wasn't as good. So we might actually survive. We might actually survive here. I honestly think if her skill 1 healed a little bit, maybe it would be enough, but without a heal and just the dispel on the skill 1, who knows? But anyways, that is my Kizuna Eye. Unfortunately, she is kind of in a weird spot in terms of whether or not you should build her. Obviously, I have no skill ups at all in her, so I could get another 30% damage. I could get another... This would be massive, by the way. Just getting this 45% extra healing here and this extra barrier strength would be absolutely massive. But again, she's not a good unit. She just isn't She doesn't have good base stats. She doesn't have great skills. She doesn't really have much outside of really high defense. So this is the set we went with. It's ridiculously dumb. I went with a speed, or not a speed, a crit rate counter set. So we're using a lot of my other people's gear. So we're using 34% HP crit set. We're using a crit damage ring. We're using a crit damage neck. We're using HP crit rate chest, HP crit rate helm, and attack HP crit chance weapon with an 30 Daydream Joker. So, like, the thing is, with her skill set and everything, there's a couple ways I could have went about this video. I could have tried her out with, like, a traditional set, which we'll actually show you right about now, like, what I would plan to actually build her if I was going to use her. But so many people would just do that job better. And she's not really adding anything that anybody else doesn't, you know? Like, she's not really doing anything that the other, especially the other Fire Soul Weavers, by the way. Maybe if she wasn't a Fire Soul Weaver, she might have a better spot. Like, if she was maybe Earth or Water, she might be in a better position. But just because she's Fire, so many people do similar things to her that she just is kind of edged out. So I wanted to see if I could use her in, like, a fun sense. But if you were looking for how to build her in actuality, if you really want to use her in raids and stuff and have her be as best as possible, I was kind of thinking about her set, and I honestly can't decide what set I would put her on. Counter set is great. Like, if we take a look at counter set is fantastic because you do get that extra dispel every turn. Maybe that's what you want, and then have her on, like, a Celestine or something like that, because she does end up just auto-attacking a lot of the time. So that's probably the setup I would do. And what we'll do is we'll run that same run again with the other set instead, and see how that goes. So let's make a traditional counter set with, like, HP, speed, and everything, and give her Celestine and kind of see how she heals in that situation. And at that point, we might even just be able to 3-man it, which is what we'll try as well here. So let's sort by counter. For one, her boots, I would say 100% have to be HP. I would say there's not, or speed, I mean, I would say there's not a single realistic set you could go outside of speed as your main stat, just because you get so much out of it as 88 speed. Speed set would be great, but you're only getting 22 speed from that, which is just kind of atrocious compared to a lot of other units, but it's still a lot of speed. So I was kind of flipping back and forth on that, but in the end I decided to go with the counter set. So we're actually going to do the same sort of thing, but we're going to focus on speed and HP and that sort of subs, maybe some flat HP as well, because our HP isn't massive, so getting that in as well, and getting some defense for survivability would be good too. But basically we just want some speed subs, right? Like, this is her weakest part. We need to get her speed up there somehow. So do we actually even have any counter sets pieces with speed subs? I honestly don't have too many. So what that means is we're going to have to use a counter set pair of boots to make this work right. And we'll just give her these. You know, they've got flat HP, they've got HP, they've got all the things we need. She doesn't need effectiveness or anything like that. And then for the counter set chest here, just add the one with the highest speed. 14 speed for now is all we're kind of aiming at. Same with that one there. Just get as much speed as we physically can. 4 speed, 3 speed. Yeah, I don't have the bestest speed gear, so especially for a counter set. So it's going to be a lot lower than I would like it to be. And then we want as much HP as possible, which is much defense as possible. So we're going to keep this up here. And that's going to be our helm there too. And then we're going to do 2 pieces on the ring and the ring and the neck. And both are going to be either HP or flat HP, just to kind of get things going. So, like, she's never getting this piece, right? So I don't want to give her this piece because I know she's not getting it. That's not a thing that's happening. So instead, let's give her maybe... Let's find a piece that's, like, realistic. And this is kind of realistic for her, just with all the stats we need. And then we can throw this up as well. So that gives us a counter HP set. Puts her only at 15k HP. But do remember, she is currently a... She is currently a 5-star, missing 2 awakenings. I don't have any materials to do it. I don't have stamina to do it. I have nothing to do it, so I just can't show it for you. I would love to. So she would up her HP by quite a bit just by doing that. We're also going to give her a Celestine here. And I think my Celestine is on my Destina. And let's see what happens. Obviously, she's not going to do those, bam, 15k finger guns like she was doing before. But let's be real, that wasn't actually doing anything but making me laugh. Oh, look at that. 1380 damage instead of the 5k. That's really sad. But it's okay. It's okay. Maybe I should put her in the front line. I don't know why she's not in the front line. If she was in the front line right now, she would be fuck youing a lot more. Here it comes, here it comes. She's got her skill 3 up. Nope. 1500. That's so sad. I didn't see how much it healed, though, with the Celestine. And again, a big problem she has, much like most other Soul Weavers that don't have AoE Dispel, is she cannot Dispel fast enough. Even with a counter set, even with Dispel on her skill 1, it's not enough to Dispel enough. The good news is Tieria can actually protect herself as long as she doesn't get stunned the first turn. Because she can protect herself. She gives herself immunity, which is fantastic. I love it. It's so stylistically awesome. This is what I like to see in collabs. That said, the actual collab itself sucked. There was nothing at all outside of the character. But this is going... That's one of my favorite animations, by the way. So now she's got debuff immunity, so she can kind of just do her own thing. I love her. I love her so much. I will definitely be 6-starring her. I think I have to do Sigrid first, but I will definitely be 6-starring her. See, even with, like, look at the healing with Celestine. She's not doing jack, you know? Like, she's not healing anywhere near enough. So to really get that healing out, you need the Molagors. Not trying to complain about Molagors, is just a fact right now. With Molagors, I might be staying alive. And again, obviously 6-star would help, but I don't think I'd be living with 6-star even here. Like, look at how little damage that was. I feel like Raz is healing more. I'm actually gonna check at the end of this how much she heals, assuming we make it to the end. Okay, come on. Don't get stunned, Tieria. Don't get stunned! Oh, Tieria, come on, girl. That was her chance. So I think we've got the skill 3 up to maybe stabilize here if we don't just die right here. Counterattack! Okay, that actually might help. Tieria dying might help. That's one less person to heal, one less person to trigger counters.
I hope you're ready.
Defense break. Ah, we can still win. We can still win. And now he has, again, because we don't have enough dispels, he has defense down until the end of time, which is why we need the which is why we need the Lilius. She's so fun. Even if we lost right now, even if we lost, it doesn't matter. We won with her in our hearts. So I don't want to show much more because it's like we know with her, right? Like next Hell Raid, maybe I'll try her out there when I'm a little bit more prepared. But as for whether or not you should build Kizuna, I think you should at least make her 5-star max because you get that basically for free. I think you should obviously not Molagora her by any stretch of the imagination. That's just something you shouldn't do. I think if you're playing Hell Raid on manual, she might be useful there because she's got the Dispel debuff from all allies on her skill 1. I think she's a little confused, which makes sense because her character's a little confused sometimes. She doesn't do enough damage to do anything. She doesn't heal enough to do anything by herself. She doesn't bring enough to the table as a secondary unit either. And the other healers that she's competing with don't need a secondary healer as well. The other things too is the attack is great and the barrier is great, but with 88 speed, she's not very likely to be going ahead of the people you want to buff. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going wrong with this character. If you're looking for stats to get, if you do want to build her speed boots, absolutely. You're looking for HP, defense. That's pretty much it. HP, defense, and speed are what you really want to get out of this, especially since a lot of her heals are scaled off the caster's max health, but you'll need level 60 for that and everything if you really want to maximize that. And that's about it for her stats. I tried building her damage. It didn't work whatsoever, but maybe, just maybe, with insane gear, insane Mulagoras, insane everything, you might do enough damage with her with Joker versus bosses. So that's a possibility if you want to like super hardcore go in. Also, I just realized my head is covering the stats. You guys are probably all yelling at me right now. But these are her current stats here before she had like 250 crit damage, 100%-ish crit rate and everything like that. So yeah, everything about her is wrong except for the character itself and the design. The design is perfect. The voice lines are perfect. The way she stands is perfect. Everything about that is perfect. Just playability wise, definitely a skip unless you're just wanting to have fun. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.